Hi, within this lecture, we're going to learn a feature called snapshots. And this snapshots lets us create save points on our virtual machine. This feature is really cool. So if you break something on your computer, on your virtual machine, then you can go back to your current saving point anytime whenever you want. So let me show you how it works. Let's do it with Kali Linux. Okay, if you click on here, these three lines, you can see something called snapshots. If you click on snapshots, it will take you through a pane in which you don't have anything right now. But you can take a snapshot whenever you want. Let me show you what I mean. Let's start this Kali Linux, okay? Let's go to details and say start. And let's create some files. Let's do some tests and then take snapshot and then delete these tests. And then let's take another snapshot and let's see what we can do with each other. So it may take some time to complete these steps, okay? Maybe you don't want to do it with me, but I suggest you do, because later on it will be very good for you to take snapshots and make this a habit of yourself. Because if something goes wrong, you may want to go back to your current snapshot. So let me show you what I mean. We're going to see how to use Kali Linux later on, but for right now, let's just follow me. If you click on here, it will pop open your folders, okay? This is the files, like the File Explorer in Windows or Finder in Mac OS. If you click on Documents, for instance, it will pop open your Documents folder. And if you right-click on here, you may create a new folder called Test, for example. Click on Test. It will just open the test and this folder is empty as well. So we didn't do anything fancy. We only created a test folder in Documents, right? So right now let me just save this, okay? Power off the machine. And logically, now if I rerun this Kali Linux, I can see that folder inside of Documents, right? So let me take a snapshot here, say take. It will ask me for a name. It really doesn't matter, just leave it as snapshot 1. So it took a snapshot of the current picture. So let's run Kali Linux from one more time, okay? And let's see if we're going to find the test folder. And even if we didn't take snapshot, we would have seen the test folder waiting for us in there, right? It isn't really connected with the snapshot. Even if you don't take snapshot, it would still save the current state, and whenever you turn off and turn on your Kali Linux, your files won't be gone. But I'm going to show you what I mean. So if I open the Kali Linux right now, supplying my username as root and password as tour, then if I go to files again and click on this document, now I see the test. And again, it isn't really connected with taking snapshot or not. Even if I didn't take a snapshot, I would still see this test in here. But I took the snapshot, and let's suppose that accidentally I deleted this folder, okay? And somehow I cannot get it back. I crashed something, I broke something, and I cannot undo it. So what do I do? If I go back here, if I close this right now, and if I open it again, I won't see the current test folder in here, right? And let me create a snapshot for this as well. Let me take a snapshot 2. Now the snapshot 2 is the current state. If I run this, I won't see the folder inside of documents. But if I go back to snapshot 1, then the folder won't be deleted. If you click on snapshot 1 and say restore, it will make the snapshot 1 as current state. Now if I say start, and let's go and see if we find the test folder inside documents. Okay, I'm going to give my username and password. It will open it for me. And if I go to my files from the left pane as it starts, then if I double click on documents, now I see the test. Even though I deleted it accidentally, supposedly, now I managed to get it back. So as you can see, it says snapshot 1. Now I can continue my life with test folder from snapshot 1. I can delete the snapshot 2. And in order to confirm this is all working for us, let me power off this machine. And let me go back to snapshot 2 and say restore. And say restore one more time. And asks us to create a snapshot 3 because we changed the snapshot 1. And we didn't take anything, we didn't save anything, we just turned it down, and we want to go back to snapshot 2. It says that it's better for you to create a snapshot 3 in case you're doing something wrong. But it doesn't matter, what matters is the snapshot 2 is the current state right now. So I can go to details and say start, and it will just open this Kali Linux in state 2. Okay, if I go to heading, I can see that it's snapshot 2. So let's wait until it starts. And I'm going to give you my username and password as usual. And for the last time, I'm going to check to see if test folder is there or not. Let me click on here and double click on the documents. As you can see, folder is empty and the test folder is deleted because we are in snapshot 2. I hope you understood the logic behind this. So we can use this in order to avoid any errors. If we get a crash, we can go back, we can use this as a save point. And also, for example, Windows has some kind of protection, some kind of brand protection. It allows you to run this for 30 or 60 days as a virtual machine. So what we can do, we can create a snapshot of this Windows, and when the license is expired, we can go back to the first snapshot. Of course, it will delete what we have done during this 30-day period, but it really doesn't matter since we are using this Windows as a victim machine. So I'm not saving anything important in here, I just want to use it. So I suggest you create a snapshot of the Windows from here, and if you get a license expiration date, you can go back to this snapshot. So let's stop here, and within the next section we're going to see how to use Kali Linux, Linux commands, and Kali Linux overview in one section.